and welcome to Gordon Guitar Wish Wednesday. It's an opportunity for you guys to wish for songs, and I will bring them up here. So we have you, Zonny Tiger. You wished for the song from Gavin James called Man on the Moon. So a great guitar song. We have a challenge here with the melody, and yeah, otherwise it's kind of pretty easy. It's straightforward strumming there with 7 chords, I believe. So we'll dive into this. But yeah, thank you, Zonny Tiger, for this wish. And if you like to wish here on Gordon Guitar, please feel free. Subscribe here to this channel if you like the idea here, and leave a comment for a song, and perhaps I will bring them up here for you here. So yeah, let's start this one up. We need to set our capo here on the 5th fret. And there's a live session where Gavin James also plays the song with the capo here set on the 5th fret. That's the easiest way to get this melody. And if you just want to play the chords, I can mention the chords without any capo if you wish, but I will still prefer to go with the capo here set on the 5th fret. So feel free to leave a comment if you want the chords without capo. Otherwise, let's go for the setting. Capo on 5th. Let's start with the chords. So we will go with the first one. It's the G. So you have the 3rd E here, 2nd A, open D, open G, 3rd B, and 3rd E. The next chord will be A minor 7. So that is open A, 2nd D, open G, 1st B, and open E. And we have C. So that is very similar. You just add a 3rd fret on A, and then the rest is the same as the A minor 7. So that gives us 2nd D, open G, 1st B, and open E. We have E minor next. So that is open E, 2nd A, 2nd D, open G, open B, and open E. Then comes A7. So that is open A, 2nd D, open G, 2nd B, and open E. We have D. So that is open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and 2nd E. And the final chord will be a D, but we will have this F sharp in the bass. So what you do here, you go with this grip, all right? So that will be the F sharp here in the bass, so that will be the 2nd E. And then I normally mute next string with the finger I'm using here. It's the index finger. I lean that on top of the A, so it gets this muted feeling, okay? And then open D, 2nd G, 3rd B, and open E. So that is a D here in the bass, sort of, with an F sharp in the bass, if that makes sense. All right, so there we have the chord, guys. G, A minor 7, C, E minor, A7, D, and then D, F. All right, so let's start this one up with the hardest part first, the melody. This one I will give you chord by chord how to play different notes, and yeah, once you get the melody, it's pretty much there. You just need to practice it in the beginning here, and then after a while it just flows very naturally. So don't give up on this. Let's start with the G. You're gonna play this for a start. All right. And I think there's a big value in learning this melody, actually, because it comes back in the song, in the intro, and in the outro as well, and it's kind of a theme melody. So anyway, you're gonna start with 3rd fret on E in the bass. You're gonna hit that together with the open E top string. Then 3rd E. Then 3rd E in the bass. Then open E top, then 3rd E bass. So far in the G, we'll play this one. And then you're going to continue with third E in the bass together with third B. Then third E bass, open B, and you finish off with third E bass. So there you have the G part. And I think you understand by now that this bass note here during the whole melody parts, doesn't matter which chord we're playing, it's gonna kind of alternate different notes down here, okay? So higher notes, the bass comes back very often, okay? So I'm gonna play this part very slow for you. It sounds like this. Okay, let's move on to the A minor part. Here you can hold the chord as it is. That's the best scenario. So when you do the first touch here, I incorporate all strings almost from the A minor 7. So what you do here, you're gonna play the open A together with second D, open G, and you start with open B. And as soon as you hit all these 4 notes together, the strings, you're gonna add the first B. Okay, so it goes quickly there. You hammer on with the first B. You don't play to the right hand, you just hammer on like this. If you wish, you can go with one down. I feel it's more, yeah, you have more control over it if you pick the notes, okay? So you do that to begin with. Then you're gonna play open A, then open B, then open A, then open G, and then you're gonna play the open A together with third B, then open A again, open G, and open A. All right, so it goes like this slowly. Okay, so far we learned the G and A minor 7. We're now going in the C part. Okay, so again, the same technique as in the A minor 7. I suggest that you go with almost the full chord C, but you're gonna pick now the third A, the second D, open G, and open B to start with together. All these 4 notes, and then you're gonna add again the first fret on the B string. So it sounds like this. Okay, so that's the start for C. So you're gonna go like this, and then you go with third A, open B, and third A. We can stop there because this will be repeated, this part here, all right, in the C. So this is kind of the first part of C. It goes like this, together again. Okay, then we play that second part. It goes like this. So that is third A together with open B, then third A again, and then you're gonna play the second G and open G. Okay, so that was the part 2. So it was, and then you go back and play the part 1 again. So it goes like this. And that is the C, okay? So to summarize the C part, it was like this, slowly. Part 1, part 2, and then part 1 again. Great, and now we just have the ending here on this first round. This intro is about 2 rounds, so in this first round we have the G ending. It's pretty short, it goes like this. So I suggest that you hold this grip, third on E and third on B. You're gonna play third E 2 times, then third B, then back to third E, and you finish off with open G. All right, great. So we have finished this first round. The second round will go in the same fashion, it's just a different ending. But first, I want to take you through this first round slowly. Let's go. Sounds great, huh? So let's go on to the second round, and you're gonna start in the same way when it comes to the G, the A minor, and the C. Okay, so the first 3 chords we went through here is exactly the same. So I'm gonna take you through that in a standard tempo, and then I'm gonna show you the second ending. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, and now we have the second ending here. Of course, based upon the G, it's just a little bit longer. So you're gonna play the first ending, so to speak, 2 times first. This is a part of the second ending. So the first ending was this part. You're gonna play that for 2 rounds, so. And then you continue with this. You're gonna play third on E, the bass, then open D, then back on third E bass, then third B, then third E bass, and open D. So we can stop there for a while. So it sounds like this. The first 2 rounds is exactly the same as the first ending. Okay, so we have this part, and the new thing we just learned was okay, and then we have just a couple notes left here in this ending here. Sounds like this. And that is third E in the bass together with third B, and then first B, then third E bass, and then you pick the third E bass together with open G and first B. And that ends the second ending. All right. So just to summarize the second ending here, it was exactly the same as the first ending for 2 rounds, okay? And then comes this part. And that's it. All right. So we managed to go through this intro here that kind of sets the standard for this song. It's kind of a theme melody here. I'm gonna take you through the full introduction here of this song here with the 2 rounds of this melody. So let's go a little bit slower than standard tempo. Yeah, so there you have it. All right, and from now on it's much easier. It's just a plain strumming and different chords. So let's start now the actual song. All right, So before we go into the chords, we need to learn the strumming pattern. So grab the first chord, it's the G. And with that, you're gonna play one round of strumming that sounds like this. Okay? So it's down and then comes down, up, down, up. The first down you can play, I suggest that you play more on the bass strings. And then the down, up more on the mid, top strings or so. So one round is like this. And to put that in perspective, a couple of rounds. So down and a short pause and down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. That's the rhythm for the song. Now we're ready. So let's start with the first verse. It goes G, 2 strumming rounds. Then A minor 7, 2 strumming rounds. Then C, 3. And G1. All right, and then you start all over again. So G2. A minor 2, C3, and the ending here in this first verse is G4. So everything is the same except for the last chord, the G. The first round, so to speak, it's 1, now it's 4. All right, then you play a second verse right after. So I'm gonna now play for you. I'm gonna speak meanwhile, but I'm just gonna go from the beginning till end, one full verse. So it repeats everything again what we learned here for the second verse. Let's start with G2. A minor 2, C3, G1, G2, A minor 2, C3, and G4. Yes, there you have the verse. Now let's take the final part of the song. Now it's the chorus, and we're gonna play in the same way, the same kind of strumming here, and we'll start with the E minor 2. A7, 2, then back to E minor 2, and now for this next chord, the A7, we have a special thing here. You can do it with picking or with one down. Okay, when you pick, it's of course all strings that I'm going to show you together, one at a time. Okay, so we're gonna play this. I prefer to pick it, so it goes like this. So it's based upon A7. So you hold the chord as it is, and then you're gonna use another finger. If you use the A7 with these fingers, index and the mid finger, I suggest that you use the ring finger for the notes you want to pick. And if you do like I do, I use my middle and ring finger for the A7. I use then my little pinky to pick the extra notes. So you will start with the A7 just plain as it is, and you're gonna pick the A, D, G, and B string. And here you really want to emphasize the second B string. Okay, so that's the first pick. The next pick, you just add a little pinky or whatever finger you're using for on the third B string instead. Or if you wish, you can just go out with the finger you're using here on the B string. It's up to you. I prefer to hold it the standard and use an extra finger there. So I add this third B string, everything else is the same, and I pick the same strings. Now you want to emphasize the third B string. This note. And then we're gonna play the third time the picking here. Now you pick like this. and that is to hold the A7 as it is, just plain, and you pick now the A, G, B, and E string. Now you want to emphasize the open E. And of course, if you make a downstroke, you really want to get that last string as well. And so that was the third time, and the final time now you pick or downstroke is back to a standard A7, and you now want to emphasize the second fret B string. All right, so that's how you handle the A7 at this point. Goes like this slowly. So from E minor 2, and then comes the, or I think it's better to pick it because you have more control in what notes to emphasize. Just want to add is if you make downstrokes, so make sure you stop the downstroke at the string you want to emphasize. So for all notes on B string, you try to avoid to play the open E in the bottom there. So really try to stop at that point when it comes to the downstroke. Okay, so that was the start of the chorus. We had the E minor 2, A7 2 strumming, then E minor 2, and then this A7 with this picking or just downstroke. Then comes this part that we're gonna play for 2 rounds, a chord progression round here. It starts with G1, and it's in the lyrics until all the lanes. That's where we are now. G1, and then comes this D-F chord. So what you do here, you just make this transition. Okay, but it's not that important what you do down here really, because you're gonna play mainly on the bass and mid string. So if you get this right, it could go with just this actually. The second on E and second on G, but I just wanna show you the full chord as it is. So G1, then DF1. This is kind of a transition chord, so you really wanna highlight the bass here, this part. And yeah, G1, the DF1, and then comes the E minor 1, then the D1, then C1, then back to G1, and then A minor 7, 2. This whole chunk of chords we just looked at, the G1, DF1, E minor 1, D1, C1, G1, and A minor 2. This part you're gonna play for 2 rounds. So G, DF, E minor 1, D1, C1, G1, and A minor 2. And then we just have a final part left here. In the lyrics, I'll still love you like I always do. You're gonna continue with A minor 7 for 2 rounds. And then just 1 down on the D and a pause. All right? So that's it for the chorus. This is the one and only chorus in the song. Yeah. Before we take this final part now, which we have left here for the song, it's actually nothing new, just that we need to mention it. I think we need to go over this chorus from the beginning till end. I'm gonna take it very slow and play it through for you. I'm gonna speak meanwhile, so let's go from the beginning. E minor 2, A7 2, minor 2, then we have this special A7, short pause there, and G1, DF1, E minor 1, D1, C1, G1, and A minor 7 2. Let's repeat that. G1, DF1, E minor 1, D1, C1, that is your chorus, guys. And that takes us to the final part. It's kind of an outro, and you're gonna play the interplay for 2 rounds. Okay, so intro was this part here. Play that for 2 rounds, and that covers the instrumental part plus the lyrics that comes right after, kind of an outro. And yeah, that pretty much covers Gavin James' Man on the Moon. Okay, great song to learn. It's a really great guitar song as well, fits the guitar very well. And yeah, Sonic Tiger, I hope this wasn't too much for you. And sometimes when you feel it's kind of a mountain in front of you when it comes to all these notes, get the basics first. So the chords, the G, A minor, C, and G, that's how you handle the intro. And then try to highlight a couple of these notes to begin with. These are the notes that gives color to it, and then you can just add from the chord. That's my my suggestion. And then if you want to go really into it, learn the details there, but go free to begin with, and yeah, get used to the picking style as well. So anyway, pretty straightforward strumming song. So thank you for this, Sonic Tiger, and for all you Gavin fans, I hope you enjoy this Man on the Moon. Hope you continue to wish here on my channel, and yeah, till next time, play tuned.